It is inexplicable. I do not have any understanding or reason for why they did that. You know, it's not even going to save that much money in the long run. I think they were trying to look like a government that could take decisions, take the tough decisions. But, cutting winter fuel allowance for pensioners, cutting payments for the most disabled people in our society is not a tough decision, okay? A tough decision would be implementing something like a wealth tax, targeting the richest in society and reducing inequality. Because you know what? That would get a lot of kickback. That would get a lot of pressure from, the establishment here, establishment media. That would be a tough decision. Cutting winter fuel allowance is an easy decision and, what I would argue would be a cowardly decision. And, today, I think these results today show that this is actually the beginning of the end for Keir Starmer's premiership. Less than a year into his premiership, there's going to be a lot of MPs that are going to be looking over their shoulders. I think it was 97 MPs in the last general election that were elected with reform in second place. They're going to be looking over their shoulders because they're going to want to preserve their careers and they're going to want the Labour Party to pull something out of the bag and come up with something that will basically put a bit of clear water between Labour and reform. And at the moment, they're not doing anything. Labour need to go back to what Labour stands for. Public ownership of public services, reducing inequality. Let's have a wealth tax. Let's basically pay for public services, our crumbling public services with the richest in society. Martin. A 2% tax on the richest billionaires in this country would generate about 24 billion.
Martin Abrams, I don't know what you're drinking now. I'll have a pint of it. Well put, superb stuff. Great to have in the studio. Please come back.
Thank you.
Fantastic guest. Martin Abrams, spokesperson for Momentum. Now, we just had those results come in from Donkey.